Hey, what's going on, Ray?
Johnny boy, how are you, son?
Fine, Sonny boy. Yeah, looks like we got an interesting movie to cover here today.
I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on it.
And the movie is going to be Kaboom! High Noon!
High Noon, Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper. Now, you said something about John Wayne to me on the phone, and I was expecting John Wayne to be in the movie.
Oh no, I said John Wayne did not particularly care for the movie.
Yes, and so the movie started, and I'm waiting for John Wayne to come in. And it was
He refused to show up because of how much he hated the movie. No, John Wayne was never in the movie.
no, yeah. Was he offered the chance to play?
No, he was not. We'll talk about the movie, and then we'll kind of get. I think we'll segue into why John Wayne did not care for it.
Well, the movie was made in 1952. That's 5 years before I was born. So this thing is 74 years old.
It's an amazing movie too,
and it's in black and white. And I haven't watched a black and white movie or a Western movie since I was a teenager. I don't think that's how long it's been since I've seen a good Western movie in my life. How I missed this one, I don't know.
Well, High Noon isn't what I would call a typical Western, especially especially for that time, because typical Westerns in 1952 were action-packed. They were stories about the hero and these huge panoramic shots of the vistas, the deserts, and High Noon doesn't have that. High Noon is a smaller, contained story that takes place
In a Western setting.
in a Western setting within one street.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, really. You think about it, just one street, and then the railroad depot. Mm-hmm. That was about it.
train station. Gary Cooper
train
plays
station, yeah.
Will Kane. He's Will Kane is the marshal of a New Mexico Territory town. Mm-hmm. He finds out that someone that he helped send to prison has been pardoned, and the gang the pardoned person is heading back to town, and his gang is there to meet him at the train station, which only means trouble for Will Kane.
Yeah.
Will Kane also is retiring that day
Right.
because he got married,
Right.
leaving the town with no marshal.
Right. His wife,
Grace Kelly.
Grace Kelly. Yeah. She wanted him to leave with her, and he found out there was some trouble coming to town, so he put the townspeople and the town ahead of his own marriage to this beautiful young woman.
And his sense of responsibility.
And
that's with him. Lloyd Bridges plays his deputy.
Yes, and I was going to tell you, I couldn't think of his name for nothing through the whole movie. I waited till the very end because I don't.
Remember when you couldn't pick out Jeff Bridges in Iron Man?
Yes, I know. And
there's a problem with Bridges.
Of course, it's Lloyd Bridges. Of course, it was. He was really good in the movie.
Oh, he's
I got a Lloyd Bridges story too. When we went to California, myself and a couple of friends who won a trip through Casey Radio to go see Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, the Steve Martin movie. We went on one of those Hollywood bus tours, and they drive you through the neighborhoods where the stars live. And Lloyd Bridges at the time was very famous for being in, wasn't it Sea Hunt or something?
Sea Hunt.
Sea Hunt.
But this was also post-Airplane as well.
Huh?
That would have been post-Airplane.
Yeah.
Which was sort of a Lloyd Bridges resurgence.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but Sea Hunt
Hunt
was made. And so, here, he's connected with water, and all this stuff. And we drive by his house. Mm-hmm. He's out in front of the house with a garden hose squirting down the driveway.
And that's...
So
Look, Lloyd Bridges has water.
Yeah, he's got a water hose. Wow, he really is connected to the ocean, isn't he? But yeah, anyway, he was. But before we get into anything else on the movie, too, at the very beginning, that song. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's singing that song.
I probably should have looked that up. I don't know either.
But it's kind of an eerie song, and then throughout the entire movie, it kind of keeps coming
an
back.
undertone,
and there's like a boom, 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 like a heartbeat or something type sound in it too. That's kind of spooky and scary.
Well,
It really helps hold the suspense of the movie throughout.
I would say that the movie is it is a movie that is set in the West, but I say it's more of a psychological film that's set in the West as opposed to an actual Western shoot 'em up, punch the bad guy. Not saying no punching and shooting happens in this movie, because it certainly does, but it's more psychological. It's more there was a lot going on in this movie, just not with the movie, but behind the scenes itself, because the movie is sort of an allegory for the House Un-American Activities Committee. And that's one of the reasons why John Wayne did not care for the film, because
Explain that.
Joseph McCarthy, Senator Joseph McCarthy, was held hearings to try to find communists in Hollywood, and it created what was known as the blacklist.
Yes.
Now,
This is the 50s.
this was in the 50s, and this was after World War II, obviously. But in World War II, we were siding with the communists, and Hollywood was, while they weren't making pro-communist films, they were certainly making anti-fascist films, because we were fighting the Nazis. Mm-hmm. After World War II, it became sort of fashionable. Maybe not, it's not the right word, but going after communists became the deal of the day.
Right.
And the writer of the film, who is escaping me right now, was also being investigated by the House Un-American Activities Committee.
Wow.
And I don't remember, and I don't know if this is, I found it interesting that one of the townspeople was named Trumbo, who was also an actual real-life writer. There was a guy named Dalton Trumbo, who was a real-life writer who was blacklisted. Yeah. And one of the characters, one of the townspeople's name was Trumbo in the film. I don't know if that's... I have nothing to base that actually being based on Dalton Trumbo, but it just seemed odd that would be the case.
You know, it was also odd to me that in 1952 there was an Hispanic woman in this movie
As a lead.
Yeah, I was surprised by that, and maybe that's the. I don't know why I was surprised by that, but back then it was pretty much just
white people playing
yes,
ethnic people.
Yes,
it's a lot of Italians and Jewish people playing Native Americans.
Was it controversial that she was in that movie?
I don't know that it was. I think the most controversial thing about it was, well, this to go make a left turn for just a second, or a right turn, depending on your look at things.
Yeah.
John Wayne, except Gary Cooper could not accept his Academy Award for Best Actor for High Noon. He was not in town. Oh. Gary Cooper won Best Actor.
Oh, he did?
That year, 1953.
Okay. Cool.
And so John Wayne accepted the award and made a joke wondering why he wasn't cast in that movie. Oh. But in real life, John Wayne did not care for it, because John Wayne was a staunch conservative, and whether or not he knew what the undertones of the film was, he certainly did not like the fact that the townspeople would not back the hero, and that the hero didn't immediately do the right thing.
Well,
whereas Gary Cooper was leaving town, but then his conscience got the best of him.
Yes.
And he turns around and comes back. John Wayne was of the mind that your hero doesn't do that. He's stalwart. He does not. A traditional Western hero is never for a second going to get in that wagon and try to take off.
That wouldn't have made for as interesting a movie.
Oh, absolutely not. And also, too, I don't know if you noticed this or not. Frank Miller was the name of the
writer.
That was the name of the the person coming back to town who had been
Yes, the bad guy.
the bad guy. And the person who played his brother was Ben Miller in the movie. I don't know if you know who played Ben Miller in that movie, if you recognized him.
Maybe.
And did you recognize Henry Morgan in the film?
Yes.
And
yes.
Lon Chaney Jr. was in the
Couldn't remember his
film?
name either. Lon Chaney Jr. I would have not have.
He was the
known
older
him.
marshal that didn't want to go out because arthritis and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The person who played Ben Miller in High Noon was a man named Sheb Woolley.
Sheb. That's not a name you hear all too often.
It is not.
Sheb.
But it is such an odd name, I would think that you would remember who Sheb Woolley is.
I don't know. I know Shemp, but Sheb is...
Sheb had a hit song in the late 50s.
Wooly Bully?
Not Wooly Bully, because that's you're conflating Sheb Woolley and Wooly Bully. Flying Purple People Eater.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yes,
the guy,
Flying-
Ben, from the film.
God, I haven't heard that song in so long.
He also went by the name Ben Colder. Sheb Woolley and Ben Colder.
Huh.
And he made comedy records.
Yeah.
But he was also a hell of an actor.
I'll be darned. Wow. Yeah, Harry Morgan. Yeah, what did Harry Morgan do?
Well, Dragnet, MASH. Oh, he was one of the townsfolk that hid and claimed had his wife tell the marshal that he was going to church, so he wouldn't have to go in join the posse.
Yeah, all the characters I thought were gripping. I thought they all were very well casted for the movie. And
I don't think anybody had a bad argument for either side, for joining or not joining.
Right. Yeah,
I
can
mean, they all had their
understand.
reasons, and they were all not terrible reasons.
No.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they were pretty terrible
Yeah.
reasons. But when you're trying to live your life day to day, and you're just trying to etch out a living in the New Mexico territory, you're probably going to go, look, man, when this guy was here before, we were all making money.
Yes.
You got rid of him.
Right.
Eh.
Yeah. No, I get that. Another thing that probably didn't fit into the conservative John Wayne narrative very well was it was a woman who helped save the town in the end.
It could very well have been,
Yeah.
It was. Do we give away?
I
I mean,
don't know.
it's from 1952.
Yeah.
See the film.
Yeah, you got to see it because, like I was saying, I hadn't seen a black and white movie or a western in a long time.
What about Young Frankenstein?
Well, I guess, yeah, all right. I didn't even know that was in black and white, to be honest with you. I don't know a lot about movies. That's why we're doing this thing. Anyway, the black and white aspect of it. Now, when black and white, I'm young and old enough to remember black and white television, black and white movies, and when color came along on TV and movies, it was a big deal. And black and white movies were started to be cast as, old, discard them. They were there was less respect for them, right? But 74 years later, you watch this movie in black and white, and you go, wow. That is some really good, powerful art. And the black and white made it even better.
I will say this. My son, who is 19 now and is an acting major in college, when he was probably 8 or 9, he grew up watching movies at our house constantly. Old movies, new movies. And I remember the first time we watched Frankenstein, the Karloff film, and we were talking about it after it was over. He was probably 8 or 9 years old, and his hot take, which I thought was
For an 8 or 9 year
for
old.
an 8 or 9 year old, he said there was something about the black and white that made it easier to focus on the story, to make it easier to focus on, because not a lot of distraction.
That makes sense.
I was like, oh, that's probably pretty smart, kid.
Yeah, the only time black and white I think in this movie didn't get the job done was when there were shots of scenery.
Sure.
I mean, even color cameras have trouble capturing scenery, but black and white, it just kind of looked,
And in this
Dirty
film,
and
those
dusty.
scenes are to a minimum.
Yeah, they are.
There really aren't that many to speak of.
They are.
If you're watching like a John Wayne, like a True Grit, when it opens and on the deserts and the mesas, and it's incredible. But that stuff's not in this movie. You might get a distant shot of a mountain,
Yes.
but
Yes.
overall,
Yeah, and it was a very powerful ending, I thought, to the movie.
an unexpected
Yes.
ending, especially for a 1952 Western.
Yeah. I would say if you have not seen this movie like me, and, I'm 69 years old and I haven't seen this movie, I'm embarrassed to say, but that's why we're doing this podcast. I know not very much about movies at all. Ray knows quite a bit, and so that dichotomy hopefully together makes you want to check out our future episodes. And we have some past episodes already here on YouTube. Subscribe and like, and
And send us all your money.
Send us all your money, and that's probably illegal, but
Oh, I don't see why not. I don't see why it would be.
well, we're not threatening anybody to give us their money.
No, we're not promising them anything.
And you can kind of do that by subscribing, right?
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
I give High Noon out of 10. I give High Noon 10 humans.
Oh, that's high praise indeed. I would give. I don't know why I wouldn't give High Noon a 10 raise, because it's a gripping film.
Yep.
It's
Characters are great.
Characters are fantastic, and when people, like I said, when somebody's afraid, they have every reason to be afraid. When somebody is not wanting to join because they're financially, it doesn't make sense for them. It all makes sense for everybody's reasons.
Yeah.
And the people who, without giving anything away, there are a few people that are willing to join Will Kane in this endeavor that's getting ready to happen. But, are they the best people that could help? Who's to say?
Yeah. One other thing, too, before we wrap it up. The movie it runs about an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a very short film.
And while the movie is happening, the clocks are moving along with the time of the length of the movie.
Yeah, because basically the movie takes place about an hour and 20 minutes before the train arrives at noon at
all
the
hell
station.
breaks loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, thanks for checking us out here.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Good job, Ray. Thank you, buddy, for helping out as well. You've done a hell of a job.
Well, thanks, Johnny boy.